What's up guys, I'm the Tmeister and welcome back to Arghamel. I have a little story to tell you guys. So before starting this episode, my original plan was to work on this section of highway right here, which I did. But unfortunately, I had an issue with Audacity. It didn't record any of my audio, which really sucks. Because I was really looking forward to showing you guys the, I guess, like the construction of this stretch of highway. But anyways, I'll quickly glance over what I was originally supposed to do in this episode, but that's okay because I have a lot of fun stuff going on in this episode instead. Totally infrastructure related too, so it's kind of a continuation of last episode, so no real big loss at all. So just quickly here, what I did is, in an effort to better connect this whole university area to downtown, because I'm sure there's a lot of traffic that's going to be flowing between these two areas, what I did is I elevated this entire section of road right here, all this highway. So this used to be at grade level, and what would have happened is I would have probably eventually created a bridge going over the highway, maybe something like that. But most of the traffic would be either funneled through this one bridge that I would have created, or maybe this avenue going around here, and it would have just bottlenecked this whole area. It would have been a mess. So I elected to raise this entire stretch of highway and continue on this stretch of rail too, and eventually connect it to the bridge. So in a few episodes ago, when we worked on like the rail lines and stuff going around town, this rail line ended somewhere underground here. So what I did is I popped it up to the surface and I sunk it into the ground, running parallel to the highway and the avenue. And then it eventually comes up and joins the highway. I still have a little bit of work to do on this bridge. This was a really, well, not difficult project, but it was kind of time consuming. I had to take this bridge and move it over a couple of meters in order to fit the rail line between the two here. Kind of sucks that I wasn't able to film this for you guys. I really would have liked to document this whole thing for you guys, but unfortunately, due to some technical issues, I wasn't able to. But yeah, that was pretty much all that I worked on last episode. It was kind of tedious, but I'm sure that you guys would have liked it anyways. You know, it kind of changes up the routine a little bit from working on just plopping down some residential zones and stuff. So that's why I decided to make this episode a continuation of, you know, this stretch of highway. And I'm going to redo this specific stretch of highway here while getting started on this residential district here around the university. So that kind of leads me into what's going to happen for the next little while. So as downtown is kind of building itself up here, you can see like there's a couple of skyscrapers that began popping up. Kind of excited about that. So while that's happening and while, you know, everything else around town is going on, I'm going to be working on this area here more specifically, just to develop it for the university. And actually, the university right now is still, I believe, yeah, okay, so it's still level 1. So, you know, as we're working on the area around university, I suppose, you know, our university score or level should be coming up. So we are okay for campus attractiveness, 250 out of 200, which is good. Students, we have just a little over half of the students required to level up, and we're still missing 2 academic works. I did go ahead and plop down a track and field stadium in an effort to, you know, help, I guess, upgrade the university. So I'm sure that, you know, between reconstructing this highway here and, you know, building up everything around the university, I'm sure sooner or later the university will upgrade to another level and unlock some new buildings for us so we can continue constructing it. So here I'm just going to go ahead and really just plop down a ton of residential here. These are all going to be university frat houses and whatnot. This is going to be like party central. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to place any houses here. I'll make this a nice little nature park. Well, not really a nature park. It's not like a lot of land to play around with, but just enough to at least make a nice field where the students can just go hang out and study under some trees if they so choose. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do, well, I don't really want to pause the game because then it's gonna like stop the progression of town. Oh yeah, gotta put down some more pipes here. Another thing as well is sooner or later I'm gonna have to start working on the coast of the city, like more specifically this area, because I want this area to be kind of posh, and I'm thinking of placing down like a cruise ship docking area and like some marinas and whatnot all around this entire area. So I might have to redesign some of these streets and like rebuild all this area. It's gonna be a little bit challenging too because it's kind of up on a hill. Well, not really, but kind of. Any change in elevation is usually pretty difficult to work with, so that should be quite interesting. All right, so without further ado, guys, let's start working on this stretch of highway here. I never really liked it to begin with, so I'm happy to tear it up and start doing something different with it. I'm thinking of sinking this into the ground, this whole thing. I think it would look so much better, and I think that a lot of room would be saved as well. Well, maybe not. I think it'll come to roughly the same thing, but it'll look pretty nice nonetheless. All right, so, should I pause the game? I don't think I'm gonna pause the game, guys. There's plenty of different routes that people can take to get here. I'm assuming once I delete this, they're probably all gonna take this interchange over here, so no big deal. All right, so let's get started with this. First, what I need to do is I'm gonna destroy this section of highway, and I'm gonna destroy this part as well. All right. And then if we come on over here, I might do the same. I kind of like this off-ramp though. I might leave that as is. And I'm gonna delete everything that is here. Especially this overpass. This is not necessary. This is gonna become an underpass, so this avenue will then become a bridge. And I think I'm gonna follow more or less the same pattern, so the highway is gonna end up in the same spot like this. Nothing's really gonna change over here. Really what I'm doing is I'm just sinking this into the ground, but I'm gonna detail this area a little bit too. So I'm gonna add like some K's and whatnot and make this like a true sunken highway. Just like it should be. So if I go down, I don't wanna go down to 8 meters. Let's try 7 meters. I think I might have no choice though, but to go down to 8. Maybe 7's fine. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of this little stretch and then have this come up to, oh shoot, I'm just clipping the park. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here and use the, oh, that's nice, path coming right onto the highway. Yeah, anyway, I used road anarchy there just to clip through the side of the park there, no big deal. I think I might actually pause the game for a second here because I'm gonna like totally cut off this entire area from everything else. So just briefly, I'm gonna delete that, run this along here, same thing on this side. All right, and then I'm going to extend my avenue just like this. So it'll come up straight like that. Go into bridge mode. I probably wouldn't be able to do all of this without anarchy anyway. Man, that already looks way better. However, I think I might have to adjust the height of the bridge because, yeah, we got like some poles and stuff sticking up through the ground. Not a huge deal, actually, because I can use Move It now. And I can play around with some road segments. So maybe just scooch everything over. Oh, shoot. Well, now we have some other lights. That kind of creates a problem. Maybe can we scooch them over this way? Oh, no matter what we do. Actually, hold on. I'm going to undo that. And I'm going to move one segment at a time. So, boom, just like that. And then this one has to come over a little bit farther. Oh, shoot. Looks like there's not much we can do about that. It's less ugly, I suppose. It's... whatever. It is what it is, right? Oh, but now we have like a curve in the road. I wanted it to be like completely... yeah, that'll have to do. It's not too bad. Okay, so we got that section done. I'm afraid I might have to destroy some of these buildings, though. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I make an interchange with this here? I'm thinking I should. Maybe I should just keep like the original template and connect everything up with this avenue here. That would probably make the most sense. Because it wouldn't be necessary having on and off ramps going this way. So I think I'm just going to keep the same template, honestly. Actually, I have an idea. And I'm hoping it's going to work out. So, let's do this. Actually, I'm going to remove this entire ramp here. It's taking up quite a bit of room. Now, I'm going to go... here. Let's do this. And then let's turn this into... do like that, and then like this, and then I can use Move It to kind of play around with this whole thing. I don't want to cheat too much, guys. You know, this is still a vanilla series, so I don't want to screw around too much with what can be done. However, for many of you guys who either like don't have super powerful PCs and are very limited to what mods you can use, I guess this series is a good indicator of what you guys can potentially do. Actually, you know what? I think just to make it way easier on myself, I'm gonna go ahead and use the extra landscaping tools. I'm just gonna flatten out specifically this part of this whole build here. Just maybe this much. Oh yeah, I can press play again. You know, we built this bridge. Nothing that we do from now on is gonna have too much of an effect on the surrounding area. So let's maybe have this coming up to here. Oh shoot, oh yeah, that sunk the road even farther. Oh shoot. Okay, can I undo that? Nope, can't undo anything. That was kind of dumb. Here, maybe I'll just flatten this out too to the same grade. Have my highway coming up to here, and let's have that go to 0 meters. Let's have it come up to here. So what's gonna happen now is I can then transform this into a 3-lane road, 3-lane highway. Now, what's going on here? And then have it come up like this. That actually looks really nice. I'm impressed. Okay, so now if we take our 3-lane highway, let's have this going straight out. -7 meters. That's perfect. And then this will split off to go to this off-ramp and then this section of road over here, but we're gonna get to that in just a second because I want to do this stretch of road now. So we're at -7. Let's go to about here, I'd say, up to 0. Maybe here. Oh, geez. Okay, and then using Move It, we can actually fix this quite easily. So if I select this node and go up to here to Object Height, and then just click this segment here, and then everything goes back to the same height, but it looks like it didn't do a perfect job, but that's all right because I can just adjust it manually. There, I think that looks all right. And then what we'll do over here is I'm going to take this stretch of road, bring it up to about here, and I think I just did the same thing. I should always check what the elevation of the road that I'm placing down is. So right now I'm at -3. That should be at -0. Have this come up like that. And then we're free to build an off-ramp coming up here. So let me just bring this as close as I possibly can. And then we'll go into bridge mode. And we'll have this ramp come up. Ooh, I feel like this might be a little too compact. I don't know. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult for drivers to fit under. What I should do is I'm gonna select all of this. Where's the next node? Oh, it's quite a ways away, so I'm all right. And I'm just gonna drag everything a little bit more this way. So that leaves us some room to place our ramp. Oh my God, what's going on here? There. So this is gonna come up to, how high should this be? I mean, ideally it should be 8. Let's just go with 8 for now. I think I'm actually gonna end up saving room, guys. Like, this interchange is way more compact than the one that was here before. All right, so I'm gonna raise this to, I don't really know what's happening here. All I know is without road anarchy, this would not be possible. Okay, let's shorten this a little bit. I always like to have my ramps as smooth as possible, but even if I shorten it, it should be all right. Because usually when you have ramps, you want them to be as long as possible in order for them to be as smooth as possible. But in this case, it's just not possible. So let's have this come up to about here. Let's bring this down to ground level again. And connect this up, and then maybe just play around with it again so it fits. And there you guys have it. Now the only thing, we're missing a pillar right here. So this is totally unrealistic. This is not structurally sound. But what we can do about that, guys, I'll show you a little trick. Hold on, something's not jiving here. Why? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just flip those over. Man, that actually looks really nice. I'm happy about that. So, yeah. When using the anarchy tool, so what I should have done is I should have removed collisions. So this section of highway here, so there probably should be a pillar somewhere around here. It would have landed right in the middle of the road. So what I would have done in that case is I would have taken my Move It tool. So yeah, you can see there's a node right here. So the pillar would have literally landed right in the middle of this section of road. But I could have grabbed that, the pillar, and you can actually move them around using the Move It tool. So what I could have done is just tossed it over to the side here. But because I forgot to remove the collision, no pillar actually gets placed. So that's not actually a big deal, because what I can do is just grab this pillar, hit Control C, which copies it, and then I can go ahead and then place it down right in the middle here. I think right about there makes sense. Yeah, and then we can detail this a little later on. Another issue we have right now is this street lamp is right in the middle of the road. We can move those ever so slightly just by playing around with some segments here, but sometimes it's kind of challenging because just because, you know, because as I move this segment of road, so we, like, for some reason this light kind of snaps to the side of this bridge. What can we do to fix this? If I had the network skins tool, what I could do is just completely remove the lights altogether, but you know, I kind of want the lights there, so that's all right. By playing with the road segments, I can just edge everything ever so slightly until the lights are no longer in the way. I guess this is acceptable. It's kind of like on the bridge. I'll live with it. Well, there you have it, guys. Look at that. That actually saves us quite a bit of room. You know, we can even build up like right along the side of the road here. Is that a log? Oh yeah. Random log that's there. Okay, so before we wrap up this episode, guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and reconnect all of these roads now. All of our highway segments. Okay, so what I might want to do in this case is I think I'm just gonna flatten out this whole area to the same level as our highway, just to keep everything as simple as possible. And then at the end of all this, I'll just go ahead and readjust everything. So not a huge problem. And it looks like, see, this has been sunken into the ground too, like all under this interchange. So what I can do is just bring this to the same level that we're at, and I actually won't have to play around with the terrain too much at all. Okay, so let's split this off in two here. And what I do for way more precision when dealing with roads is I just turn off all of toggle snapping. So I just hit all here, it removes everything. I don't even bother like ever playing around with all of these settings. So it just gives you a little bit more freedom when playing around with some like really tight areas. There. And then I kind of just turn it on because then it snaps everything back together. So this shall connect back to this section of road. There, just gotta tidy this up a little bit. Okay. Actually, what I might do over here is I'll swing this a little bit more this way, bring this like that, and then it can give me a better opportunity to connect this section of road back together with this bridge. So yeah, I can almost line this up like perfectly. So maybe I can bring it to maybe about, oh my god. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn off snapping. Oh, why is it still snapping? Stop it. Let's bring this up to about 8 meters. And I think that actually might do. So I'm gonna bring this into bridge mode, connect these two. Just maybe separate these segments a little bit. Oh, and that's actually perfect just like that. Look at that smooth transition. And actually, just for a little bit more realism, I might change this section into... Oh, come on now. No, maybe not. I think I might lower this entire thing here. I don't know how this guy feels about living right beside an overpass, you know, everybody can just see right into his house. Everybody driving by. But you know, he might have gotten his property for like super cheap. There, that's good enough for me. Now we have 3 segments here. What shall we do? So we have, oh, actually, okay, it's perfect. So these are just 1 lanes. We can combine them to make 2 lanes, and combine these 2 lanes, and then have like I call them suicide merge lanes. Just because, you know, they're a little bit more challenging to navigate. I don't know if you guys have one like around where you live, but they're no fun to be in. Okay, so let's start bringing this down. Oh, it already looks like it's going down. Let's bring it over here. I'm gonna join these 2 sections, bring this down to an acceptable level where the slope makes sense. Now this is pretty steep. Just play around with these levels. Turn this into a 2-lane. We'll have this come down to just about the same level as our other road. Come on, stop snapping. I think there's a way there. I can remove this node snapping, so then I can bring my roads super precise close together. Now bring this to terrain level. And I think everything's gonna clip together here. I don't know how this is gonna react. Yeah. But I can play around with my nodes here. Just enough to where this all snaps together. Well, there you have it, folks. Oh, wait a minute. Not quite. Oh, there we go. All right, well, there you go. There you have it. There is the interchange in all of its entirety. So I'm gonna wrap things up right about now, guys. Was actually quite a long episode, but yeah, this was actually a really fun project. Has been really cool. You know what I actually might do here? I feel like cars are almost gonna rip their roofs off in this section over here. So I'm just gonna lower this a little bit, just like that. Makes it look a little cooler too, having a dip in the road like that. Oh, car wash. Well, that's nice. I think I might make this historical. A historical car wash. That looks nice. Okay, yeah. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Alright, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap things up right about now. I actually really like this project. It was super fun to do. I hope you learned a thing or two as well. I didn't intend on this to become a Move It tutorial or anything like that, but like I said, I mean, a lot of you guys have systems that, you know, you can't have thousands of mods, but if I have to say, Move It is definitely one of the essential ones if you guys can at least have a few mods in your system. So, oh, actually, there's one more thing, guys, that I'm just noticing right now. We have this road coming in diagonally. Why don't we connect it up to like here? You know, just to make this area a little bit more cool looking. So it's a great opportunity for a bridge. So let's do that before wrapping up this episode. Because it is, how long has it been now? It's like almost a half hour long. Quite a long episode. But I honestly really enjoy making these episodes, guys. Like, playing City Skylines vanilla. I haven't played it in so long. Well, I shouldn't say that because I play it all the time now with the Arghamel series, but I mean, normally, like, I wouldn't have played vanilla at all. So it's kind of nice to get back into it. Okay, so we'll have that come back down to ground mode, and then connect this up like here. So unfortunately for these residents, they're gonna have to move out. I think I might, I'll let this rezone however it wants. Maybe add a little store here along the road. It's kind of a mess, honestly. Here, let me fix this up real quick. So I'm gonna raise both ends of this bridge. Just like that. And this has now become a very challenging intersection to navigate. Look at that, guys. It's a 5-way interchange. I actually have one of those, not in my town, but in a town that's relatively close to me. Luckily, it's in a pretty quiet residential zone, so it's not a big deal at all. You know what I might do, actually? How about we do this? I'm gonna copy this pillar, and let's bring some on over here. So let's have 3. One there, one in the middle here, and one like that. Look at that. That actually looks really nice, guys. Holy. Okay, so I don't think this is going to alleviate any traffic. Like, there's not going to be any traffic improvements at all with this, but that wasn't really the goal. The goal was to create something that looked a little bit nicer. So now what I think I'm gonna do next episode is I can go ahead and beautify this whole area. So I'm gonna add like some K's on the side here and maybe have like some residential on either side. So it kind of makes it look like this section of town was once like a continuation of this neighborhood. So everything would have been connected at one point, and then this highway was just simply like plowed right through. So I'm gonna add like some old apartments and stuff. Well, I guess I don't really have a choice on what the buildings will look like, but it would be cool if it would be like these kind of buildings and maybe like these old apartments and stuff. But anyway, that's a story for another day. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. I really hoped you enjoyed it. It was really fun to build, and I'm sure there's going to be some more projects very similar to this in the near future. So drop a like, guys, if you enjoyed this episode. Also, be sure to subscribe for many more episodes. And yeah, until the next episode, please take care.